Soundtrack to the love we make. Let your love flow and shower us. Let your love flow and shower us.
Alright, y'all. Peace and love. Peace and love. I'm back in the truck today. I've been out of the truck for a couple days now because of wouldn't crank. I think last week, Thursday, whatever that was. Did I get my iPad? That's the question. Yeah. So yeah, last Thursday morning I went outside to crank, it wouldn't crank. But it has started kind of fading on me, like having to, give it 2 or 3 runs for it to catch. And, like leading up to that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But then Thursday, it went ahead and it wouldn't crank. So I had called my mechanic, and I've been trying to get him to come check me out. And he finally made it yesterday. And man, it was, my starter was loose. That was it. My starter was loose. It wasn't tight. So, I mean, I was like, when he called me to say he was outside, when I came outside, he was already underneath the truck. You know what I mean? And, we talked while he was underneath the truck, maybe 10 minutes. If that. He said, all right, go and crank it up. I'm like, I ain't even give you the keys. You don't need to get in it. He's like, go and crank it up. That thing cranked right on up. He said it was loose. So, I'm back in the truck. I did tell him I wanted to learn, I wanted him to start showing me stuff. And not to be, a competitor in auto mechanics, but just to be able to, know a couple things, just because of understanding where we are in the world and the time that we're living in. I think it's gonna be good to know how to do a couple things. So, yeah, so believe it or not, that actually kind of ties into what was on my mind this morning. This morning I watched, it was kind of like one video led to the next, and on YouTube, I watched a couple things about the war, or whatever they're calling it, and then I saw a couple things about Trump, a couple of videos, and like certain things that he said, and just how it's playing out. Certain things are playing out now. And then from there, I don't know how it went to, it had one where it said it was like him having a heated exchange. And from there, it went to a Tom Cruise video from an interview from some years back, where they say Tom Cruise has heated exchange with interviewer, and it's a little dated, like even the quality of the video, can place it back some years, it's like compared to the quality we have now, like you can tell that it's It's an aged video. But I watched the entire video and I waited to see the heated exchange that the title suggested that Tom Cruise gets heated, like it was Tom Cruise crossed the line or something, he went too far, got too turned up. And I watched the entire interview and I waited and waited and I waited to see the point where Tom Cruise just goes too far. Don't you do that right now. Don't you dare cut off. But I never saw that. I never saw it. What I did see was a confident Tom Cruise who definitely had knowledge, first of all, on the subject. And secondly, though, he stood his ground because he had knowledge. He knew information on the subject they were talking about, and he was explaining his stance on psychiatric help, and if you knew, he was saying about, he studied the history of psychiatry. Am I saying that right? Psychiatry. And, and this is going back, and like I say, this is dated back. The interviewer was you can find it on YouTube. But as I watched the interview, and I see this interviewer asking him questions, what Tom is suggesting is that, listen, and I'm summing it up in my own words, you have a platform in which tons of people watch your show. They listen to your voice. I just think you should be a little more responsible with speaking on things that you don't have knowledge of. In a nutshell, that's what he's saying. Be a little bit more careful, cautious, responsible when you on this platform are suggesting that certain things are okay or not okay without having knowledge on the matter. You're reading off of paper. These are questions that, the media, they do this with a lot of people, and that's what it was giving me. It was like, it was really showing me like that interview was no different than a lot of the interviews we've seen with people like a Kanye, a Donald Trump, a Dave Chappelle, a Cat Williams, where, and I hate I use comedians at the end, but I'm just saying entertainers is what I'm really saying. Where these people have a strong opinion and it's things that they have some level of knowledge on, but because most of the media or interviewers don't have knowledge, or they pretend to not have knowledge, and they know the masses of people don't have the knowledge, they can use their platform to sway people towards the thing that they want people to think and believe and say and do. They can shift your mindset because they are the platform, and they use that platform to push or enforce whatever narrative that they want the masses to live by. And so what I saw in that interview, it reminded me of interviews where Kanye spoke his mind about what's really going on, and all the media headlines that follow will say is Kanye's going mad. Kanye has another meltdown. Kanye has another rant. Kanye is going crazy. You know, he is crazy. And, you know, it's all kind of titles like that. Tom Cruise has a breakdown. Tom Cruise gets heated. You know, it's like the media will spin all types of titles, and we are always moved, as the masses of people are always moved by the title. We're always moved by the whatever message or subject that they give us. We don't take that story and say, well, let me go and let me do some research on my own. I hear the opinion of this platform or of this person, but maybe let me just go research some things on my own and see if maybe there's some truth to what was said, or maybe there's some lies in what was said. Maybe there's some falsehood there. You know, maybe there was a portion of truth and a portion of lies. You know, but if you only go with what the title says, if the title becomes your ideology, your mindset, your belief, then the job is done. Just that simple. All I gotta do is put a title. You know, and I'm not saying me, but the media, all the media has to do is put a title in. Whatever that title is, that's what you're going to believe. That's what you're going to go by. That's what you're going to, shift your beliefs to be. Whatever opinion or whatever title that the media gives you. So, I was just reminded this morning, or not reminded, because I know this. I guess it was just like, these things weigh heavy on me, because these are the realities of the time that we're living in, and the people that I communicate with and see and talk to and pass by every single day. There are so many people that I pass by and have contact with throughout the day that live by these titles. Whatever the title is, that's what they believe, you know. And there's so much information, and I just took 4 books out of my backpack this morning just because my backpack was so fat. You know, I took 4 books out. But even in doing that, I still got books in my backpack. I got books in my box back there. I got, you know, I keep knowledge and information nearby, and I'm always looking for new books. I'm always reading new articles. I'm always doing new research to understand things, because I'm aware that I can't just go with the titles. I can't just live by what someone else says it is. Like, and I always even tell y'all with my videos, I don't want anybody to just listen to a video and say, all right, I'm gonna go do exactly that, you know, unless you feel like there's something you've already been dealing with and that you feel like my video confirms something for you. But if what I said seems like new knowledge or new information to you, I strongly recommend that you go and do some homework first and see if you find it to be true for you. Don't just go with it because I said it. Go and research and see, do you find truth in what I said. Now, what my intent has always been is that everything that I have said in these videos is based on truth. So you should be able to find everything that I'm telling you. You should, if you do your homework, you should be able to locate exactly what I'm saying. And you could, like I said earlier, you can find these videos. You can find the Trump heated debate with, heated exchange with NATO. That was the one I was watching. And then the Tom Cruise heated exchange with man, what was his name? I can't remember, but you'll see if you type in Tom Hill heated exchange with an interviewer, it'll come up. But it's our world, our people are just so easily influenced by whatever a title says or whatever the media tells them, that they'll just run with that. We don't check it out. We don't research it. We don't even go to see, is it truth in what was said. We just say, oh, that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. Y'all, we got to get better with that. We got to get better with knowing, not guessing, knowing. So that's all. I just wanted to speak on that because it's a real thing, man, and it's almost sickening, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, y'all. I love everybody who supports and watches these videos because you know, it's a blessing that people are even watching these, you know. I mean, this was something that was a fear of mine, you know, and making this video was facing fears. And now it's like I'm almost 2 years in, which I remember starting November 30th of 2020, in which I said, you know, I planned on only doing this stuff for 2 years, you know, and not the videos, but plan on working for 2 years, you know, and I wanted to be in a better position. And I think the reality is, whether I'm actually clocking in on a job or not, my mind has grown so much in 2 years, but a huge part of it has been me facing this fear and sitting in front of this camera and speaking truthfully from my heart, from my mind. And I know that this is not the sum of me, like that there's so much more that's about to come from me from doing this. But even in doing this, like I said, I try to always lead you with truth and encourage you to do some homework and research for yourself to see if you find truth as well. And if you do, then, you know, praise God, you know, that we're finding truth. And in this time, I think it's very important that we find truth, that we seek truth. We're living in a definitely in a time of deception and lies and truth being spun into lies. And so I think it's important that we all grow to a place where we on our own seek truth, and we're not so easily swayed by the views and perspectives of the mass media, because even when you start to do your homework on that, and it's now you can more easily find some truth news, and not on TV though. Your TV not gonna show you truth news. They wouldn't be allowed to air that. But on the internet now, you can find some news from other countries and stuff, and you might be surprised at some of the things that you can learn from watching news from somewhere else and hearing truthful perspectives on what's happening in the world, not the swayed, paid media that we hear now. Y'all gonna even find that some of you may be surprised, some of you won't. When Trump was saying that there was fake news out here, a lot of people didn't believe that. But you're gonna be surprised real soon, because truth is being revealed all over the world, and there's nothing that lie can do to stop this at this point. It's too much truth spreading throughout the world, so soon everybody will know. But for now, I encourage everybody to do homework, do research, read, study, Start seeking to find and understand things for yourself. Spend some time with it. It's going to be very, very important that you learn how to research and seek truth for yourself. Seek truth. Connect with other truth seekers, because they out here. And that's what I was saying. Throughout my day, I come into contact with a lot of people that are asleep or still believe every media headline. But I find, every now and then I find those select few people who know that we've been fed a lot of lies and they've been on the path of seeking truth. So peace and love, y'all. I'm about to go in here to work, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.